We're gonna do a couple things here. We're gonna start off with the angel messages, the guidance. We're gonna take a look at what things we should be aware of that needs to come to our attention. May draw in some angel and some light worker messages, um, and then we'll pull something from one of my new decks. These three are new. We'll pull something from one of the new decks here that I got, which is for Zodiac. So I do believe that this is a collective message, and then we'll see what signs really should take heed of this message. Like, I do think there's going to be something for everybody, but what signs actually need to move forward and do a little bit more work with this particular message. And then we'll take a look at empowering questions, so things you need to consider and perhaps you need to add into your self-reflection. Remember that I do offer personal readings. They should be booked online. If you have any issues with that, go ahead and just message me. Live recordings. So if you want to do one, if you're in my area, you want to do one in person, that is extra. If you want to do one online, that's extra. Okay. However, if you're like, I'm not sure if I want to pay for that, that's okay. Keep looking at my Instagram. So it's lifefulfilled.co. And then of course on YouTube too. So whatever works for you, baby. Now that we did all that fluffy stuff, let's get into it. Let's see what the word bird is that need to be heard. Okay. Angel, spirit, guide. Okay, we're not going to take all those. But it was potential that came out 333. Angel, spirit, guide. Those far most high, most loving good. What messages do you have for us today, dear angels? What does our hearts need to endure? Mind, understand, and soul and spirit connect to. Oh, 1919, transformation. Do you see that? Wow. Transformation. It is asked that you take notice, that you hold within your hands the power to change your life. That's probably why 333 had showed, because potential when the last chunk came out. Within this realization, you will feel a sense of your purpose and connection to new beginnings. Okay. And not in a bad way. There's just, I feel like, when we talk about transformation, know that we are always going through a state of growth, right? If you are if you are living right, you're always going to be growing and changing, right? You yesterday is not you today. And you have, how can I say this? You have the potential and the possibility to change your future at any point in time. It all depends on you and your faith in what you're doing. I do get the sense, and remember, I'm not a psychic reader just yet. I don't know if I'll go to those waters, but I'm more of an intuitive reader. So what's coming to my mind, what I'm feeling in my heart, and what's being pushed to share. What I am interpreting here is that you are, I hear cycle breaking, and this may not be generational, but I think you've realized that the ultimate self-care and the ultimate self-love is removing things that no longer serve you, right? And realizing that the toxic behaviors that you may be doing, that is actually, how can I say this, a reflection of how you care about yourself. The more that you allow yourself to be a part of certain cycles that don't serve you and don't speak to you and your most high, most loving good, you're not loving on yourself, right? You're not really caring about yourself, and it's showing in your actions and also what you choose to deal with, right? So I do feel like there's someone looking to connect to a new beginning, whatever that may be. I'm hearing identity. So perhaps you are changing the way that you perceive yourself and how you want to share that with the world. I'm starting to pick up that someone, and I wouldn't say pretending, but there was a mask. There has been someone who didn't really want to share certain parts of themselves. It could have been a workplace or judgment, or just they weren't ready to tap into that side of them. Just to be very honest, like when I learned, because some of you may know that I am a counselor, when I realized, did some self-reflection, and I realized that perfection is really a fear of failure, I had to address that, right? And instead of saying, oh, this makes me anxious, or, this is fear talking, I named that problem, right? And I named that problem so I can treat it how can I say this? As if it's not a part of me. And I feel that that is what someone is also experiencing. You may have noticed, like I said, these cycles that you're going through, and you're like, yeah, this is not what I want. But what I need to do is I need to face it, I need to release it, and I need to go ahead and move forward and heal. I don't know where that came from. The affirmation: I release what I no longer need to carry and open myself to the transformative energy of the divine. So let's read that one more time because I got a little stuck. I realize what I no longer need to carry, and I open myself to the transformative energy of the divine. It's interesting because my angel number, mine this week, was guidance. I trust in the magic of new beginnings, and I feel the support and the guidance that is all around me. That is a direct correlation, so that's very interesting. Perhaps guidance, I thought it was just for me, but perhaps it is on me to help guide you. At the bottom, we have 1313. The number 13 must be very important to someone. I usually take bottom cards from other decks, but I do feel like 1313 relates to someone. So perhaps